Yo, what's up, YouTube? How's it going? It's your boy, Hire Car Guy. Giving you guys a little bit of an update how things are going. As you guys know, it's been kind of rough lately. I was doing Turo. I don't have any rentals in the foreseeable future completely. So I went from 2 cars to none on there. They're just not renting. Hire Car is still renting. I've been working with this one guy for about 6, 7 months. He hasn't paid me in about a month though. He's a month behind since this whole Corona thing started. So I'm definitely trying to get my car back. He wants to buy the car. There's a lot of issues. He's put a lot of miles on the car. He got it with like I think 250 or 260, and currently has 310,000. So in a matter of 7 or 8 months, he put about 60,000 miles on it. Went through a set of tires, battery, basic maintenance, transmission flush. I pay for all that stuff. Um, and he's been paying me rent. It's not the highest rent, but it's enough. So I put another car on there, and somebody's coming to get that today, and see how that goes. But it's been tough. At least Hire Car is still going. I think a lot of people are doing like the delivery business. I know a guy who's renting for me now is doing it for DoorDash. He said he wants to get the car so he can DoorDash and see how it goes over the weekend. But for me, it's just better than the car sitting at home not making any money. Which pretty much anybody who has a Turo car right now, their cars are just sitting. I even lowered the prices, and just no bites out there. Besides that, man, the guy who rented the car and Hire Car, like always, Hire Car, yeah, your car rents, but man, it gets destroyed. It's just this guy, the mirror covers somehow broke off, the leather's all scratched up. Freaking 60,000 miles on my car. It's just, I don't even think the car is usable now at this point after his rental. If it does come back, it'll be something I'll have to either junk or trade in the car masks and just get like, whatever, 2 grand for it or whatever I can get out of it, because it's just what happens with these rentals, man. They're rough on the cars, the mileage, especially if you're talking about Uber and Lyft. Yeah, it works out. It's not like crazy profit. It's enough to get by, but I'm just saying it's rough, and they're gonna treat the cars pretty rough. They just treat them like work belongings. Of course, they're not gonna treat them like they're theirs. Getting them washed and cleaned or any type of service, that's not gonna happen. So anytime there's an issue, they're gonna call you. So luckily, I'm pretty on top of all my service on my vehicles. The thing about Turo is, yeah, you don't make the money longer term. You might get a week rental, a couple weeks. There's more work into it in between, but in the long term, it's a little bit easier because the cars usually get well maintained. The warranty and the protection plan is a little bit better. I've been with Hire Car for quite a few many years, and I've never had the protection plan pay out anything really. They will either put it against the driver's credit, and I never get that money back, or it just, a lot of these things happen. It just doesn't come back. I haven't really filed a claim since they switched over to their platform to the new one, and haven't seen anything. But if I get this car back, I'm definitely gonna be filing some claims for at least my mirrors and my front bumper. To get those repaired, see if they can give me something. I don't know what the wheels are and what shape they're in, if they're scratched up. You know, but yeah, it's just a lot of back and forth on Hire Car. A lot of getting into people's problems and seeing they're not making money. Uber's not working, Lyft is not working. And I'm actually giving them ideas and saying, hey man, why don't you go to Ship? Why don't you go to Instacart? Why don't you go to DoorDash? Why don't you do Grubhub? Why don't you do Uber Eats. Why don't you do something like that? Diversify a little bit. Just don't do Uber. I'm telling them, hey man, apply for your taxes. Hey, apply for the stimulus grant. Do all this stuff, and like try to get your money. But a lot of people just not. They're not even paying rent. Um, it's scary. It's crazy, man. And they don't know where they take your car. This guy took my car to Georgia. Ended up getting a flat in Tallahassee. Was calling me saying, "Oh, I got a flat. I'm in Tallahassee." Well, I told him fix it. Send me the bill. I'll pay him back. So that's what I had to do. Plus the tolls. They never pay on the tolls. I have the tolls keep adding up, and I'm saying, "Hey, you gotta pay." It's just like constant nagging behind them and saying, "Hey, don't forget to renew." If you find a good one, this guy was pretty good for a couple months, and then he fell off the tracks. It's like you got to get out before they get worse, before their finances get bad. I kind of feel like hire cars, like if you're doing houses, it's kind of like renting to the mobile home business, kind of. You'll get some rents, but profit is gonna definitely, it's gonna come with a lot of headache. So just be prepared for that. It's what you're kind of dealing with a hire car. You're dealing with people that are pretty much down on their luck, not doing that great. And that's what you're gonna have to deal with. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of back and forth, a lot of excuses, a lot of issues. It just gets tough after a while. You try to be the nice guy for a while, and eventually you get fed up with it. And of course, it's your property, and your property gets used and abused, and then that gets annoying too. So let's be ready for all that. If you still doing hire car, if you're doing it successfully, props to you. I've been doing it, but it's no way easy. It's something that you gotta commit time to, effort to, and you gotta be really patient with people. Expect the worst and be satisfied with whatever you get. I've had a lot of issues. If you go back in my videos, you can see all the stories. But even Turo. Turo's not perfect. I've had, my SUV. I think out of the last 4 rentals, 2 of them did damage to my car. The last 2 people that did damage were really great. One was on my Volkswagen, the other was on my SUV. They I got them estimate. They sent me the money right away. I didn't even have to go through Turo claims. The claim before that, the guy denied everything. And then Turo denied my claims because I didn't have proper pictures of him. He didn't have a picture of him holding his ID next to his face. I reused some old pictures when I was uploading it, and they denied my claim. So, I was out. I have a scratched up door panel, and it's going to stay scratched up. It's just going to be that way because I'm not spending the money to pay for it to get it fixed and then have it blended and matched. It's not going to be easy. But if you guys got any questions, concerns, hit me up. Any other videos you want me to make, let me know.